What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today a brand new update just dropped for MCPE, and this is 1.2.13 and it's actually in beta. So when this video actually uploads, you might actually not see it yet, but here is the changelog for this brand new update. So if you guys enjoy, make sure you go ahead, drop a like, and also turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload. So it says right here to please read before participating in the Minecraft beta. So if you do want to join this beta, but you're kind of worried about what's going to happen, well, let me just tell you. So if you do join this beta, you will not have access to realms until, you know, the official release, until maybe you can like leave the beta and then just go back to the other version so you can join realms. So also says finished releases may not include all changes and fixes from the beta to preserve stability and may slip to a later release. And it does say that the beta builds can be unstable, so you might, you know, get some kind of weird bugs or I don't know. So if you do want to join the beta, then you guys can. But let's go ahead and actually read the changes. So the first one says friendly fire, so PvP, can now be toggled from world options. Adjusted vertical look acceleration when using a controller. So they also added a menu screen transitions, which can be toggled in settings. And the lucky last one has something to do with marketplace, so it's easy to find specific content. So that's actually pretty cool. Now we're going to move over to the bug fixes. There's also general, gameplay, redstone, even mobs, crafting, graphical and audio, user interface, and also commands as well. So there's a lot to read, but I'm not going to go over all of it. So if you guys want to read it for yourself, I will leave a link in the description below. So some of the bug fixes: fix the crash that occurred when converting worlds from Xbox One Edition, fix the crash that occurred on Android devices due to rendering issues, and it's just a lot of crashes. So we don't really need to go over that. So general, the Beam Me Up achievement can once again be unlocked. The starting map and bonus chest can no longer be toggled for template worlds, and also the second player in split screen can no longer die if their personal game mode is set to creative. So that's it for general and also the bug fixes. Since I don't want to read all of the bug fixes right there, since most of them were to do with, you know, crash fixes, which is always good to have in an update. So let's move over to the gameplay. So the first one in gameplay is that they increase the speed of crop growth and also the grass spreading. Players no longer float above beds while sleeping. I remember that kind of bug. It was pretty funny. It was actually pretty funny. So vines that don't have a support block will no longer float in mid-air. Also, players can no longer jump out of a minecart if they're trying to use the default jump button. Let's see, what else do we have on this list? Bows can no longer be used to mine while charging and fully charged. Glass panes now align to stair blocks. Also, it is now possible to sleep when a skeleton horse is nearby. Pickaxes now break stone buttons faster than hands. So let me just read one more, and that is that players can no longer attack others with bows when friendly fire is disabled. So yeah, I only read like half of it, maybe not even that in the gameplay. Now let's move over to the redstone. So the first one says pistons no longer get into a state where they pause, activate randomly, and also potentially crash the game. Sticky pistons and slime blocks can no longer pull and break comparators. Also, the burnt out redstone torches will no longer reactivate until they receive a block update or they are replaced. Dispensers, droppers, and also the redstone lamps will now activate properly when redstone dust is placed on top of them. Also, the trapped chests with slabs or stairs above no longer powers redstone dust. Also, let's just read one more. So armor can now be equipped to an armor stand using a dispenser. So that's kind of like the most of it, I guess you could say, for the redstone. Now let's move over to the mobs, because we still have a lot of things to read. So they actually reduced the explosion range of creepers. Endermen that are aggravated will now take 4 damage, as they should, no longer breaking the ender pearl farms. Llamas can now be held by feeding them hay bales and also wheat. Villagers will now breed on converted Xbox One worlds. They also fixed some villager trades not granting XP. Overworld mobs will no longer spawn in the Nether on converted Xbox One worlds. Mobs can no longer spawn on carpets. Okay, that's actually very nice. Also, the spiders no longer give up so easily when attacking. So, seems like spiders are gonna be, yeah, very powerful. I don't know. Now let's move over to the crafting, which only there's like 2. So they fixed an incorrect amount of wool blocks that can be dyed in the recipe book, and also the bucket, water bucket, lava bucket, and also the milk have been moved to the items inventory tab. So now let's move over to the graphical / audio. So we're not going to read all of this. Smooth lighting will now be changed immediately after toggling in the settings. Slimes now emit slime particles when jumping. Sugarcane now has proper biome coloring. Okay, they also fixed the missing sound when moving through the end gateways. Fixed the jumping animation for spiders. Fixed the floating items that appeared after a player died and remained until they respawned when keep inventory was enabled. And chests are now placed in item frames with the proper rotation. And let's see, TNT ignited by Redstone now shows the hopping animation. Items held by zombie villagers are now in the right position. And let's just read one more. So undyed shulker boxes no longer flash when being placed. So that sounds a little bit weird, but all of that is now fixed. It's all good. So now let's move over to user interface. So in this one we have a lot. We actually have a ton to read. So fixed some worlds not appearing on the available templates list when not downloaded. Navigating left or right on the templates list will no longer move focus to the top of the list. They also removed unnecessary text from map tooltips in the inventory. Pressing the screen is no longer offset slightly to the left on Windows 10 mobile. Disabling controller hints will now turn off hints in the in-game menu. Also, they fixed the creative hotbar not always clearing when X is pressed on the controller. So a lot of the Xbox changes, not actually, a lot of it is also for the Android and iOS version as well, but also just, you know, a lot of Xbox. So they fixed a lowered frame rate when unfocusing from the book and quill. So yeah, let's move over to the commands, and this is the lucky last one on the list. I know I've been talking quite a lot, but there's just so much. So pressing the menu button on the Xbox One controller will now execute quick commands. Teleporting entities to or from a ticking area no longer fail to render or be interacted with. So players will no longer receive an unknown map when using /replace item command to place a map in the offhand slot. Items will now be received immediately and correctly when using /give and the command with a chain command block. They also fixed the end gateway and end portal, having placeholder images in command autocomplete. I don't know. Don't know what that means. But also the lucky last one says teleporting a horse while it's being ridden now works as intended. So that was a lot to read. I'm running out of breath, but hopefully you guys get the idea of this brand new update, the beta of 1.2.13. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you go ahead, slap a like, also turn on notifications if you don't want to miss an upload, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. See ya.